The design here represents part of small courtyard planting. If I select the top horizontal line here and look in the properties box, you can see its length is 3,500. When you are drafting in CAD, you draw everything full size, so that represents a wall 3,500 units long, or 3.5 meters long. Because there's a drawing database behind gCADPlus, when we want to apply a dimension to the drawing, the dimension is taken from the design itself. So I could pick the dimensioning tool, say I want to start my dimension at the beginning of the line and snap to the other end, and I can just position my dimensioning entity there. So we have a dimension entity which is separate at the moment from the line, but both reflect the difference. You probably want to put the dimension entity on its own layer, but that's a discussion for another time. What I wanted to illustrate is that everything in CAD is full size. So if I measure from one side of this symbol to another, you can see it's 800 millimeters in diameter. But you can, if I change my mind and wanted to change the length of that line, I could modify and stretch. The prompt says select the entities to stretch with a crossing window, and I'll hit the right mouse button. Now I have to nominate a base point, so I could click there, and can you see the entity is actually stretching with me? So the database is all tied together, and I can type 500 and just hit enter, and both the line and the dimensions stretch with me. So the point of this little story is everything is full size, and you let the CAD software build the model full size, and then you can just take dimensions from the model or edit things quickly and easy. It's a very fluid process. One final tip: as you are developing a design, do use this little incremental save tool, because so often you want to revert to an earlier design solution. So I tend to save little versions of what I'm doing along the way, and if the design doesn't quite work out in the way I want, I can revert to an earlier version of this design.